Have you ever wondered how Steve Jobs, the man behind Apple, became who he was? His story begins with an unexpected twist of fate. From a young age, Jobs found himself in an unconventional situation, one that would shape the trajectory of his life in ways he couldn't have anticipated. He was born to a mother who had envisioned a life for him that was different from the one he ended up living. She wanted him to be adopted by college graduates, yet his adoptive parents hadn't graduated as she'd expected. This unexpected turn of events would later influence a pivotal decision in his life. Jobs found himself enrolled in an expensive college that his parents could barely afford. 6 months into it, he decided to drop out. It was a risky move, one that might have seemed like a leap in the dark, but it was also a decision that would lead him down an unexpected path. In the aftermath of his dropout, Jobs stayed around campus, dabbling in classes that piqued his interest. Among these was a calligraphy class, a choice that, on the surface, seemed impractical and irrelevant to his future. Yet, in a twist of fate, this class would later inspire the design of the first Macintosh computer. It was this class that brought beautiful typography to the realm of personal computing, a feature we now take for granted. At the time, Jobs couldn't see the bigger picture. He couldn't predict how these seemingly disconnected events would weave together into a coherent narrative. But as he looked back, he could connect the dots. Each decision, each step he took, led him to where he needed to be. The lesson here is profound. Jobs learned to trust in destiny, to follow his heart, even when the future seemed blurred and uncertain. He discovered that sometimes you can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backward. Looking back, Jobs could connect the dots. He learned to trust that they would somehow connect in his future, and this was his first significant lesson. At the age of 30, Jobs faced what seemed like a catastrophic setback. He was fired from his own company. It was Apple, a company he had birthed from his own vision and labor, a company that he had nurtured from an idea to a technology giant. The dismissal was a devastating blow that left him feeling publicly stripped of his achievements and personally bereft of his purpose. In the aftermath of his firing, Jobs entered into a period of self-discovery and creativity. It was a time that forced him to confront his deepest fears and his greatest strengths. He was no longer the wunderkind at the helm of Apple, but he was still Steve Jobs, innovative, relentless, and visionary. It was during this period that Jobs founded Next and Pixar. Next, a computer platform development company, was a leap into the future of computing. Pixar, on the other hand, revolutionized the world of animation, creating stories that continue to touch hearts across the globe. These ventures, born out of what seemed like a career-ending crisis, turned out to be some of the most creative and significant years of his life. Jobs' story of love and loss is not just about his relationship with Apple, but also about his enduring love for innovation and creation. His journey teaches us that failure is not the end, but often a redirection towards something even greater. In the face of adversity, Jobs never settled. He found what he loved and held on to it, even when the world seemed to be pulling it away from him. His advice? Never settle for anything less than what you love. Not when it's hard, not when you're doubted, not even when you're fired from your own company. Jobs discovered that sometimes life hits you with a brick, but don't lose faith. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. As we navigate our own paths, let us remember the lessons from Jobs' story of love and loss. Embrace failure as an opportunity for growth, never cease to pursue what you love, and always, always keep faith. In his final story, Jobs shares how the concept of death became a guiding principle in his life. With a profound understanding of mortality, he developed a philosophy that would not only shape his life, but also his decision-making process. Jobs lived each day as if it were his last. A quote that greatly inspired him, reminding him of the fleeting nature of life and the importance of cherishing each moment. It was this very philosophy that helped him make significant life choices. When faced with decisions, he would ask himself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? This question served as a compass, guiding him towards what truly mattered. Acknowledging mortality wasn't a cause for despair for Jobs, but rather a catalyst for change. It pushed him to focus on the essential aspects of life, stripping away the extraneous. He didn't succumb to the fear of death, but rather used it as a tool to cut through life's clutter, to prioritize, and to concentrate on what was genuinely important. Death for Jobs was also a great leveler. He saw it as a clearing mechanism for the old, making room for the new. It's a perspective that might seem a bit grim, yet it's one that resonates with the nature of life itself. Just as in nature, old leaves fall to make way for new ones. Death clears the way for new ideas, new innovations, and new life. Jobs viewed death not as an end, but as a part of life's cycle, a necessary transition. This perspective helped him face life's challenges with courage and resilience. He didn't allow the fear of death to paralyze him. Instead, he used it to propel him forward, to live each day with purpose and passion. Jobs encourages us to follow our hearts and intuition, to live authentically, and to remember that our time here is limited. He urges us to embrace the inevitability of death, not as a morbid reality but as a reminder to live our lives to the fullest, to chase our dreams, to love deeply, to laugh heartily, and to leave a legacy that outlives us. Because in the end, it's not about how much time we have, but how we use that time to make a difference. From these stories, we see a narrative of trust, resilience, passion, and the profound impact of life's inevitable uncertainties. Jobs' journey began with trusting in destiny, following his heart, and believing the dots of his life would connect in the future. His college experience, though unconventional, laid the foundation for the design of the first Macintosh computer. Then came love and loss, where Jobs faced the devastation of being fired from Apple, the company he had built. Yet, through this setback, he discovered a renewed love for his work and went on to create new ventures like Next and Pixar. Finally, Jobs viewed death as a change agent, a reminder to live authentically and make decisions that truly matter. His philosophy of living each day as if it were his last influenced his life choices profoundly. In the face of life's uncertainties, Jobs reminds us to stay true to ourselves, to keep looking until we find what we love, and to always remember that the journey is the reward.